Yo, it's Brian from Flat Paper Customs. This is another video. So today we're going to be customizing a boring, crusty, dusty. They're going to go from looking like this to this. Stay tuned. Today, I'm gonna be doing something that I've already done before, but in a different way. Gonna be customizing a pair of forces, and we're gonna be taking this custom, mixing it with this custom. This is called Doodles. This is one of my first original, like, kind of designs that I was, did before. This is a pop art custom, another kind of like spin on a design that I came up with. This custom actually was done by another customizer after I did it, but they had a bigger platform than I did at the time. I'm still trying to build my platform right now, but it is what it is. I'm the first one to actually do it though, because paper is in my name. My nickname is Paper. It was inevitable that I did this custom, period, anyway. But we're gonna somehow take this custom and mix it with this custom and make something crazy. Let's get into it. Taping these up. This is one of the images that we're putting on the shoes. This is one of the pop art images, like that one in the back. So soon it's gonna start looking a lot more colorful and vibrant, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, we're not gonna be doing like the I don't know. I might go back and put polka dots on them somewhere, but for the most part, we're gonna make this look like notebook paper all the way around the shoe, and we're gonna put doodles all the way around the shoe too. So yeah, this is how this one looks, and this is how this one looks so far. Like, I've already started painting in the eyes. Yes, they're gray. You'll see why they're gray when I'm done. Just remember that, because yeah, these are gonna look way different from the other images that's gonna be on the shoe. These are gonna look a little bit more realistic in certain areas, and everything else is just gonna look cartoony. Let's get back to it. See, look up. Look up. Oh, no. There you go. All right, so what we're doing now is we're gonna mask this off so we can put the stencil down for the lines for the notebook paper look. So we don't want to get any lines on any of our artwork on the shoe, and we don't want to get any lines on the sole, which is why I taped it up. So always double, triple, and quadruple check your tape job, because you don't want nothing to leak. So you're like right there. I don't know if it's gonna focus in. Right there, you see with these two pieces of meat on the top right here, it's still some of the sole exposed. You might not be able to see it. Yep, right there. So that's why I say double, triple, and quadruple check all of your prep work whenever you're customizing, because it can make your custom look great or it can make your custom look fake. We're not looking for fake. We're trying to look authentic. We're trying to look factory. We're trying to look exquisite. We're trying to go for all of that whenever we're customizing these shoes. That's what we go for at Flat Paper Customs, FPC Sneakerz. All right, you're still looking down. I need you to look up at me. Back up a little bit, back up. Okay, so I do see a lot of, I hate to keep saying this, but I do see a lot of customizers doing this, and I wish they would stop. Lord. Okay, my tape jobs, I don't overlap. Like, example, let's say I take this piece of tape and I want to put it here. I don't overlap it like that and press it down and then take an X-Acto knife and cut it. I don't do that. Two reasons why. Number one is you can cut the leather if you're not careful. And number two, there is a huge margin for error there. The piece that where you cut it at, like right here, it's huge margin for error. Don't do it because, for one, whenever you want to paint there, paint might leak just because you're not doing it right. So basically what I do is I take the tape, I take my thumb, and I just press it down right on top. Right on top. No need for cutting or anything like that. And it goes right where I need it to go. That way, I'm ensuring no paint leaks on the sole. And we don't paint the sole, period, because it's gonna come off. The paint is not meant for the sole. So the world, if it does leak, because it's easy to get it off, but how do you want to go through that extra effort when you could just do it right the first time? This is what I tell my kids all the time. Lazy people work twice as hard. All right, so we got this shoe taped up. I still got to do like the sole, the rest of the sole on this side. And we got this shoe taped up all the way. Now we're about to do the stencils for the line work to make this look like a sheet of paper. I'm debating though, I always do this whenever I'm customizing, I'm debating on making all the panels look different, like have the sheet of paper with the lines going horizontal this way, or have it going vertical this way. I don't know yet, but we'll figure it out together. You and me, one big happy family. Take these dumbass glasses off. Anyway, back to it. So I started this custom around 10 o'clock this morning. It's now 11:47 at night. And dude, all right, so I'm doing it a little bit different from my original design because I'm doing, I said this earlier, I didn't know if I was gonna like do like paper type lines on it like all in one, or if I was gonna do it like different lines of different segments. So I'm doing it in different lines in different parts of the shoe. So on the toe box, I'm going vertical and just kind of like slant it on this shoe, and on this shoe on the toe we're doing horizontal and vertical on the side. So yeah, so I didn't record putting the lines on here because this took forever to get the right distance in between the stencils and whatnot. And yeah, I'm still gonna have to go back after I paint the light blue for like the paper lines on it and like kind of like tighten them up a little bit, but we're making progress. A big issue came about when I didn't have the right tape, so I had to run to Harbor Freight in the next town over and get tape that worked on this, that wouldn't pull the paint off and whatnot because of the adhesion and stuff like that. So I got a few more stencils to put on like right there, but after that, yeah, we can start airbrushing. And after that, we're gonna do some more stencils for the actual doodles on here, because I wanna, if you've seen Date Night, the customs I did for Date Night for my wife, we are huge like movie like people. We go to the movies all the time. The last movie that we saw was Sinners. This time we're going to go see Thunderbolts. I hope Thunderbolts is good, but that's what we're going to see tonight, because I might as well start saying tonight because it's almost Friday now. But yeah, I gotta get done with these so I can rock these to the movies. And I like to network, so I might go to the mall and talk to a couple of people, and I know they're gonna see these and they're gonna ask about them. So all right, so now I'm not even measuring in between these. I'm just like kind of guesstimating. That's why I say I might have to go back and tighten them up. I see this one right here is a little bit too close to that one, so I'm gonna peel it up and like move it over, but I'm gonna try to put this one down first just to get this one out of the way. So what I'm doing is I'm just sitting it on here, and then I just kind of like move it up if I have to move it up, just to get that right distance in between the stripes or the lines that's gonna be making up the paper. And this custom is kind of this design is kind of near and dear to me because paper is actually my nickname. That's where we got the name Fly Paper Customs from. So I might do another video like telling you guys how I started and what made me want to do custom sneakers and stuff like that, just to give you a little bit of a about me type of vibe. But yeah, all right, so let's see. I have to cut this. If you ever use an X-Acto knife, be very, very careful. I can't tell you how many times I cut myself with an X-Acto knife on accident, and these things are super sharp. Like, yeah, it's basically like a scalpel. Mine's a little bit like rusty too. So if I accidentally chop myself with this one, I'm gonna have to go to the hospital. Nah, but for real though, like, be careful when you're using X-Acto knives because they will cut the devil out of you. Some of y'all might need that though, heathens. All right, so, oh yeah, I forgot. Let me do this real quick because, like I said, this one right here is a little bit too close, and it's a lot of space right here. I might have to put another one like right here too. These stencils get on here. They're kind of on here, and it's crazy because earlier these things act like they don't. Wait. This is the older stencils that I used to use back in the day. These are way better than the new stencils that they started putting out, like the new vinyl that they started selling at like Hobby Lobby and stuff like that. The new vinyl sucks. So if you guys, if there's any customizers on here, what are, see, you saw that? It just came right off. They just don't make stuff like they used to. Yeah, if there's any customizers that's watching this right now, leave your favorite brand of vinyl to use for stencils in the comment, because I tell you, this new brand that they sell at Hobby Lobby, it sucks, and it cuts like crazy too. Like, I'm trying to cut it with the X-Acto knife, and it's just making like a gap, like an unnecessary gap. All right, so let's see. Like I said, I'm gonna put another one right here just to take up a little bit more space, because like I said, it's too much space right here. That looks perfect. That looks perfect right there. All right, so now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna tape up where the laces go, and then I'm gonna mix up this blue paint. I'm gonna put the blue paint down, and then I gotta go back and do a little red line so people can actually look at it and be like, oh, it's supposed to be a sheet of paper. So we're gonna do red lines right here, probably do one going this way and another one going this way, and so on and so forth. But let me get this taped up. So I think we got it covered pretty nicely, so praying that this turns out good. All right, so far so good. And like I said, I know it's gonna be some parts where I'm gonna have to go back in and actually hand paint just because, but that's not a big deal to me right now. I know this had like a little bit of, nope, okay. So far it's coming out how I want it to look, because I haven't done this design in very long time. So yeah, that's how we look so far. We're gonna go back and put just like the red stripe going down the side just to make it look like a piece of paper for real. Let me get done with this. Like I said, I like how it's coming out so far. Let me get done with this, and then we'll paint and do the other shoe the same way. All right, so painting in this one. This is how, because I got all the tape, well, the stencils off of the other one. So this is how this one looks so far, and we're trying to get this one to look like this one. So like I said, we still got to go back and like do some touch-up work on the lines on this one, and I know for sure we're gonna have to do touch-up work on this one too. And it's not because I didn't apply the stencils correctly, because I did. I put the stencils on, I put a little bit of heat to them just to make them kind of like moldable, like you can like move them around and stuff like this. But these aren't, it's the same company, but it's just a different type of stencil, and it's just not working for me. So just gotta do what I gotta do. Hope everything comes out great, which I know it is, because you know, it's me. But anyway, all right, so I just looked at the old pair of Sneakerz, and the line work on these are a little bit too thick for my liking. So what I'm gonna do is, I already put one strip down. I'm gonna put like strips of stencils on the already existing lines, and I'm gonna go back over it with white just to thin them out a little bit and to make them look like actual pieces of paper, because I don't want people to look at these and be like, oh, what is this supposed to be? So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go back and just thin them out just a little bit. So that's what we're gonna do right now. We're just gonna thin out these lines just to make it a little bit more sheet of paper like, notebook paper like. So yeah, we're gonna do the other shoe, and then we're gonna paint over the exposed blue with white. Alright guys, so what I'm doing now, putting tape on the shoe, and now we're gonna start putting in the red lines going vertical on here. So I already put 2 pieces of tape here, same distance from each other, going down the straight line, forming a straight line down. Put one right here. I gotta put another one going in the same direction. I'll go ahead and tell you guys too, all of the customs where it takes me like a little time to do, those are kind of always the most fun customs for me to do, just because it kind of pushes me to go and figure out different ways to do different techniques, and it makes me sharper as a customizer. It's fun to me. Sometimes it can get a little bit frustrating and just being like, man, how the crap can I do this? But after I figure it out, it's just, alright, I'm kicking stuff out just like that. But yeah, man, it's kind of fun. I'm trying to figure out if I want to put like the actual like the holes in the shoe too, like the 3 holes that's on notebook paper. I'm trying to figure out if I want to do that too. But if I do, it won't be like all over the shoe because I have to make it look actually realistic. So I don't know where I would put that at, but I'm still trying to, you know, work it out and workshop stuff in my head. Alright, so this is how they look now. It's closer to what I was going for in the first place. So now all we gotta do is add in the doodles, which I'm still debating on coloring them in or just keeping them black and white, just like, you know, keeping them black and white, just like, you know, lead on paper and whatnot. But I don't know, I might go in and paint some of them in, because the main thing that I'm gonna paint in is the face, which is gonna give it that, you know, doodle pop art kind of feel anyway, because I want this to stand out a lot more than doodles stand out. So, and I still don't know what I'm gonna do on the inside check. I know I'm not gonna keep it white. I don't know if I'm gonna do even more pop art on here or just do it like a solid color. I don't want to do a solid color. I just made that decision right now. I'm not gonna do a solid color. I'm probably gonna tape off the outside, leave that, and probably put another stencil there just to do something a little bit more dramatic on the check to make it stand out more. But we're gonna get into that now. So yeah, I'm still having issues with this freaking vinyl. So I did go to Hobby Lobby yesterday and get a different kind of vinyl by a different brand. So I'm gonna try that out next after I get done using the vinyl that I've already printed out, because I am not wasting money, period. If you know, being a business owner, it's all about how you spend your money and how much money you can retain, and I'm not trying to keep spending out any more money than I have to. So even though this vinyl that I'm working with right now is a pain to work with, I'm gonna use it just because I got it, and I'm gonna suffer through it until I'm done with it. And I haven't used this new vinyl yet, but I'm praying to God that it's way easier to work with than this vinyl that I have now. So I'm gonna go ahead and get done using this up. I've already put a few images on here with the doodle art. You already saw that one a little bit earlier. So the goal is to just fill it up with just like little doodles, some medium-sized doodles and some huge doodles on here, just to fill up the space on the shoes, just so it's a lot. It's kind of gonna be a lot going on, but not really too much going on, because some stuff is just gonna be left, you know, just black outlines. Some stuff we are gonna paint in. The main piece is gonna be the faces on the shoes. So yeah, I'm gonna get back into it now. All right, so I put some on here already. These are the new vinyl that I got, and it's working out. So far, so good. It's working out way better than the other. It's a lot more flexible, which makes it easier to put stuff over, like these overlapping pieces of leather on the shoe, and it has a better adhesive too. So it's sticking a lot better too, and it doesn't leave back any residue or anything like that. Vinyl that we got now is doing great. So let's go ahead, keep it pushing. We're gonna paint in some of these doodles. We're not gonna paint in all of these doodles, because the main thing that we're gonna paint in is the faces on the shoes that we have covered up right now. Alright, so going from the last video where we did the prom sneakers for my cousin to this video, I got some feedback from some people, and they were like, I didn't see where you put the stencil on the shoe. So basically, this is the stencil right here. If you ever wanted to, you know, get anything like this made, just hit me up. I can make this for you if you don't have the means to make it for yourself. But yeah, this is the stencil, printed it out, pulled the pieces that we're not going to use from it out so we can get this outline. And basically do, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some transfer paper. I'm gonna peel the transfer paper off of the paper that's attached to, and then this is a better picture of it right here. This is a better representation of it. So I'm gonna take the lock off of this one. I'm gonna put the spaceship on somewhere on the other shoe too, but just gonna show you guys how to do it. So for one, we're gonna peel the translucent off of this and stick it onto the part that we want to transfer onto the shoe, and I'll do that right now. So cut that little piece and gonna chop this off. So now it's just the lock, just making sure it fits on there. All right, it does. Gonna peel this off. I just made that look super easy. Trust me, sometimes it's not that easy to get that off. Because not even like 5 minutes ago, I was struggling. So now you see, this is the translucent piece right here. Now we're just gonna take that, stick it on there. Now you wanna press down. Just wanna press down on that. Now, if it looks like magic, like it's just floating there, it's not. But now that we got that on here, now we can take the backing off of the actual stencil. So what I just did right there is, it's a little trick that I do. So the backing to this one, I like it because it's a little bit stiffer than the other vinyl that I was using. So all I had to do right now is just hold it firm like that, take my finger, press that down, and kind of like just move it over. And now it just peels right off of the backing. Now if it acts like it wants to like try to peel up with the backing, just press down and peel like that, and there you have it. Now just like this one, I'm just gonna stick it onto the other shoe. So I'm gonna put that right here, just this a little bit. And now we're kind of going to do the same thing, but in reverse. So I don't know if I really do want to put it right here, or do I want to put a paper plane here. I might end up putting a paper plane right there. So let's find another spot for this lock. All right, yeah, we'll put the lock right here. All right, so yeah, I'm just going to put the lock right there, and you want to press it down. Now it's not going to go on the check because, like I said, with the check, we're going to do something different on the check. But it's still going to be within the same theme of everything with the sneaker doodle pop art thing. But I got the check taped off. Just going to press it down like so. I'm just gonna find that transfer paper and we're just gonna peel, and there you go, it's on the shoe. So after you do that, what you want to do after you got it applied on the shoe, you want to put a little bit of heat on it. That way it kind of seals it. It heats up that glue. It actually the plastic on the stencil a little bit more malleable, just so if you have like any like dips or anything, because I'm not gonna lie, leather is a little bit, it's porous, especially after you prep a shoe. I'm gonna give you a little example. This part right here is a part that I had to go back and touch up. I still have to do a lot more touch-up work to this part just to make it look the way that I want it to look. But if you look right there, the lines aren't really like super clean. And I did this for the video just for like educational purposes. Generally, whenever I use a stencil, whatever color is under the stencil, I will put that color on top of the stencil just to stop the leaking and whatnot. So I didn't do it right here just because I did want to show you guys this too. So essentially, whenever you're doing customs, whenever you're using stencils, like I just said, you want to take the color that's under the stencil. Like say if you're painting something purple, and you want to put like black or something over that, you want to put the first coat down over your stencil in purple. The reason why you want to do that is because whenever you put that purple on and you kind of heat set it after that with like a blow dryer or something like that, it makes a seal, and that seal stops it from leaking. Like if you're using like a paintbrush, generally most times whenever you're using an airbrush, it's not gonna do it that bad, but whenever you're like putting it on with the paintbrush, sometimes it tends to leak under the stencil, and then you have to go back and do like touch-up work. This is a way where you can bypass doing that. So you put the stencil on like I just showed you, and after you put the stencil on, you want to put a little bit of heat to it with a blow dryer, heat gun, one of those two. Then you're gonna put the color that's under the stencil on top of the stencil to stop it from leaking. You're gonna do that like 2 or 3 times just to build up some coat, and then you're gonna put whatever color you're gonna put on top of it at that point, just so stencils come out more like this or this little lightning bolt here. It's just gonna make it look a little bit more cleaner and more uniform. So yeah, that's the little tidbit of information I'm gonna give you there. All right, so let me get back to it. One more thing, I'm gonna show you guys how to weed out a stencil too. What I have here is a needle. I get these out of my airbrushes. the ones that kind of like crapped out over time. But I'm a business owner, so whatever I can get that I can like repurpose, I'm gonna repurpose. This is a sheet that kind of has some stencils that didn't print out right. For educational purposes, I'm gonna show you guys this. You're gonna use this. You just take the needle, go under the edge. You just want to pull it up. What I do is I take my finger after I pull it up and I just boop, and that's how you weed out a stencil. Simple. So after that, you're just gonna take your scissors, cut out the area, and follow the next set of instructions that I give you guys. This is what we're looking like so far. Got a little spaceship there, pencil, obviously, flower, little thunderbolt, comic book pop art, stuff right there, at symbol. We'll come back to that later. And there's some little odd and end little doodles on here. Still got to paint this in because this is going to be the main focus of this shoe. But yeah, this is what we're looking like so far. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start painting in stuff. From this point forward, I'm probably just going to get done with the shoe just so we can get done with the video because yeah. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get this painted in. So this is what we're looking like. Right shoe. This is the left shoe. Look at the detail in the eyes. Then this side. Couldn't do a doodle custom without putting the paper plane on the shoe somewhere. Back tab, all colorful and stuff like that. Now, overall, this custom took about 15 hours just because of all the little, detail within these eyes. Actually, this didn't take too long to do. The checks didn't take too long to do. Overall, the most time that we put into this was laying down all of the stencils, making sure if they overlap, that they look nice where they overlapped at, and just painting it all in. But like I said before, I love doing customs like these because it gives me a chance to really like break out my creativity and showcase what I can do for real. But let us know what you think. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at PC Sneakerz. Also check out the website www.fpcsneakers.com. If you want to get a pair done, that's where you will visit to book a consultation. After you book that consultation, we'll reach out to you. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't. Hit the notifications whenever we post anything, just to stay up to date with us. But until then, peace, stay up.